Welcome back, everyone, to another Coach Blaker video. If you don't know who I am, my name is Coach Blaker. I've been professionally coaching for going on 11 years. Diamond in all roles. Diamond 2 is my peak. I've coached from Iron to Challenger. I mean, it's been a long time. I've seen it all. Today, we're going to be looking at how to improve watching your own replays while playing support. I have two other roles up right now. I have ADC up and I have Jungle up. So if you want to watch those are already up. I'm going to complete the series. I'm going to be making more videos now, so expect more videos every single week. But today we're focusing on support. So if you want to learn how to improve by watching your own replays, instead of always being told to watch your own replays and not really know what you're looking for, this is the video for you. So stay tuned. All right, so we're gonna be playing Recon. Now this is a platinum game. This account is gold, but the MMR is platinum. There's platinum players in this game, so I'm just going to call it a platinum game. Now, the thing about support you have to first kind of just think about is like you have to stay cool. And a lot of support mains usually are cool, but you really got to stay cool because a lot of the things that you can do, you have to realize you can't do them without somebody else. And I think that's one of the things that gate a lot of the good players from the great players is that you don't really understand you can't do anything without people. That is one mental barrier you have to break through. A lot of the times you'll see supports take CS, you'll see supports do all this, and they get mad because they can't do anything. You have to understand that is your role. If you're choosing to main support, you're choosing to say, I can't do anything without anybody. So this means you have to play through everybody. You have to be pinging properly. You have to be pinging early. You have to be pinging exactly what you want. You also have to be making plays. You have to be thinking about what's coming next. You essentially are the one that is the brains of the operation. Now, obviously, every role can be the brains of the operation, but as I said before, you don't really have much to do without help. Even if you're playing Senna or Pike and things like that, realistically, you're not a carry. So you need to think about your team in that aspect. So when you're watching your own replays back, think about how many fights happened during the game. Think about how many plays you might have missed and things like that. So we're going to go through this game and we're going to pinpoint some things. And now there's a couple of good things that I do. There's a couple of bad things that I do. And this is why I choose games like this, because I want you guys to see the bad. Okay. So at the start, I realized that my jungler is starting topside. This means that I want to make sure that we fake leash bot side. So my Ezreal decides to just start walking up and I ping him back. We already are popping off right now. We already are telling our team what to do because like, bruh, what's happening? So he listens. And he decides to sit back with me because we don't want the enemy team to know where the jungler started. This is just simple stuff. This is simple. All you have to do is ping him back for one simple thing to help your jungler. Like, support is so strong in terms of how you can coordinate things with your team because you have a lot of setup for everything. You just got to make sure that your team knows. So I used a little bit of mana there just to make it look like he started bottom. I don't know if they took that bait. So when you're laning, you got to think about, am I positioning well enough? So regardless of taking damage or anything like that, am I positioning well enough? You can see the difference between me and Thresh, right? Look at me where I'm way up here. My ADC's back there. I'm exerting that pressure. I'm making them afraid. Are you doing that? Are you making them afraid? Because if you're sitting back here as a support, not going to cut it. Over here, not going to cut it. You need to be afraid. Use these bushes and really get in their face. Really see what's going on. Even if you're playing things like Yumi, it doesn't matter. Like, if you can exert that pressure, you're going to scare them back like this. And that's what you want. So again, I'm just kind of walking up. I know we're going to hit level 2. I'm scaring them, but I'm not going to go in. I just want them to back up because like, oh, they're going to hit level 2. Again, you have to think outside the box. You don't have a lot of tools to do things yourself. But the things that you can do, think outside the box. If I walk up and I know we're going to hit level 2 first, it backs you off the wave. Now, were we really going to hit level 2 first? Not really. They could actually hit level 2 with us if he really wanted to. But the way that the guy was playing, you know, whatever. So we got to make sure that we are exerting our pressure in lane. We got to make sure that we are setting up our ADC for success. Understand what your ADC needs. Understand what your ADC would like to have catered. We understand that Ezreal is a poke champion and he just wants to farm, get to mid game. We also understand that he's pretty good at shoving if he continuously uses his Q on the wave. So what am I going to do? Help this guy shove. Simple. What does he want to do? I'm going to help you do it. Let's do my job. I'm going to ward because I know that Amumu started bottom. He could still be down here. Don't want to get ganked. And again, we're protecting him. We're making sure that he can do whatever he wants to do. When you're playing support, your best bet is to just make your teammates so comfortable. They don't have to do anything, right? This Ezreal has to do nothing but click. I'm doing all the brain work for him. I'm doing everything for him. I know my jungler wants crab. Again, presence. Are you there for these type of things? These are the things you got to be thinking about. So we help him shove, get him out. I'm pushing the wave up so that way the ADC doesn't get the minions. Again, another thing you can do without actually having to be a carry. All these little things add up. And again, support is one of those roles where you really got to make sure that you are playing it to its fullest, because there's a lot of potential there, but you're not going to get a lot done if you don't use what you can. So I already know that he's going to try to hold the wave, so I'm just going to sit here. He can't hook me, and neither can Thresh. So if I chill right here, we're chilling. Why would I be afraid? Why would I back right now if I could put Twitch even further behind by just pushing the wave up? Also, you got to think about times where the enemy is recalling. Am I stopping their recall? Because sometimes most of the time, I don't even know why, but most of the time in silver, gold, plat, even in diamond, sometimes supports don't walk up and stop the person from backing. They just like sit with me and farm. I'm like, bro, stop him from backing. Like right now, let's just say Thresh, all he had to do was walk up and stop the Ezreal because he knew he was backing in that bush. They don't do it. You just let him back. Stopping the ADC from backing is huge because you're messing up their back timer. Again, a lot of these things are just really easy to carry with if you understand. So again, we're looking at the map. We're seeing, are we needed? Another big aspect of support is just understanding, am I going where I'm needed? Well, I know that dragon could be spawning. Well, not could be spawning. I'm sorry. I know that they could be doing it eventually. We see our jungler top. So although we can't protect the dragon, what we can do is ward it to just give us a heads up. Because if they do dragon and we see it, maybe Echo can get top Rift Herald. We're just chilling down here, not really doing anything. Again, we don't really want to force too hard. We're not looking for plays. Even though Rakan is a very good engaged champion, why would I engage if my ADC isn't one that likes to fight all the time? Right? Take it as you see it. I know that my ADC doesn't want to fight, but I do know that he can fight. I only kind of went in just because we could have won that fight, and I seen Ezreal stepping up. He was ready, but I'm not forcing it repeatedly. I'm waiting for Ezreal, because if Ezreal doesn't want to play, then we die, right? And that goes for any champion, whether you're a poke, whether you're a mage, whether you're a sustained champion like Sona or Lulu, things like that. Like a lot of the things you got to really think about, like, is my ADC going to back me up? No, then I'm not going to play super aggressive. I'm not going to be all-inning all the time. So this is just really aspects from the laning phase. Again, I'm telling this guy to wait because I want him to try to kill the Twitch if he walks up. He doesn't show up, so we push. I wanted him to wait again because I seen that they were on Dragon. But for some reason, he just decides to back. And I was kind of sad because I was like, bro, this is free. Just go here. Because look where Twitch is. Look where Malzahar is. Look where Renekton is. And look where we are. If Ezreal just stays here, we get 2 kills. The Thresh and the Amumu. But unfortunately, he recalls. And I noticed he recalled. Now, another aspect to playing support is you got to understand the whole map. Well, our jungler's not bottom. Our ADC recalled. Even if I engage on this, it doesn't do much. Because if Renekton decides to fly in here, okay, he might kill Amumu. Maybe. But, like, he dies. And so do I. Right? And no, I should have pinged it back a little bit earlier. I was really, like, thirsty to try to stop this. But, you know, eventually I came to my senses and I was like, well, that's not it. So he gets top for free. I'm sad because, like I said, I was, like, actually pinging Ezreal there. Because Ezreal would have actually been able to help us clean that up. Again, ping, 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 ping. Make sure you're thinking about these plays before they happen. So I'm going mid to see what's happening. I'm looking at the map. Now, this part of the game is where you want to walk down middle. When I teach and coach support players, I always tell them to walk down middle. I don't care who you are. If you got boots, walk down middle. Because you need to pay attention to who needs you. So let's pause it real quick. What's going on? The bot lane's being shoved up. He might get dove. Who cares? Okay, that's toxic. But it's Ezreal. It's really hard to dive that champion, so I'm not really concerned. Mid lane is against the Malzahar. Possibly we can kill him. But again, if Malzahar decides to walk back, then what can we do? Top lane, there's a play happening right now, and I could be a part of that. So let's go ahead and go top. Simple as that. I deduced that there was a play happening. Malzahar then TP, so I'm really going to go. Although it looks like it's over, I already know that we're going to try to shove this up, so I just make my way, just to make sure, just to be okay. Ironically, Amumu's down there and not top. I thought he would be top, and I would just counter. So again, I'm pinging my team to go. He walks up for some reason, and I just decide to go all in on him. Luckily, Varus listened. We go. And these are just all communicated through pings. Again, the same thing happens here. The guy walks up. I ping my Echo here. I knocked him up. I decide not to stand behind Yasuo. Because if I do that, he'll dash through me. So I'm really trying my best to stay up here. So if he decides to dash through, he has to go upwards instead of into the tower. Or, yeah, instead of into the tower. So, keep going. He actually gets through, I think, the Echo there, but it's okay. We get the snipe shot. And all that happened because I roam. What happened in bot lane? Nothing. Why? Because it's Ezreal. It's super, like, it's hard to gank that champion. So we're recalling. So these are the good things. Now we're going to get to the bad things, and this is going to be something that's very important when you're playing just any role, but support mainly. So we push mid. We do all this good stuff. We see Yasuo split pushing top. Ezreal gets killed. I'm like, oh, baby. That's... Oh, no, that wasn't that time. It was another time. But he did get killed trying to defend. And then Varus goes. And then Varus gets killed trying to defend against Yasuo. I ain't too. But then I realized, okay, this is 2 times that these guys have tried to defend against Yasuo and just died. And it's kind of irritating. So if I want to win this game, I have to make sure this doesn't happen again. When you die, when something goes bad, identify why and do something about it. As a support, you have a lot of potential to impact the plays. You just can't like kill anything by yourself usually, unless you're playing like the kill champions that actually have a lot of damage. Again, you're not really a carry at that in that regard. Like you're not gonna be able to pull off what an ADC can pull off or what a mid laner can pull off. So I already understand that Yasuo is gonna be doing that split push crap. So there's a little fight happening. I have to be a part of it. Luckily, we were able to kill Yasuo when he's there. We were able to kill the whole team. Cool. Now, one thing that I realized with this game is that, with just kind of low elo in general, is that, like I said, my Ezreal just does not like to play, ever. He likes to just do whatever he wants to do. Another thing is this elo doesn't really understand when you win the game. This game was a lot longer because nobody wanted to push properly. And so you have to play towards that. Don't get mad. Don't get upset. Just think about, oh, yeah, we could have ended the game, but man, just play slow. I promise it's worthwhile once you play slow. So I'm just kind of warding so we can see all the passages to the Baron. Or the passageways to the Baron. I get caught and explode. I'm very upset again. It's just my fault to why I'm dying. Luckily, they were able to clean up because they did use everything on me, but I recognize that was a bad play. So 3 things this game that I needed to improve on before the game ended. The first thing was, or the 2 things were the Yasuo split pushing, right? I got to pay attention to that. The last thing was just dying super early because I tried to engage when those champions can kill us. This was the ending of the game. Unfortunately, Renekton then recalled. So it's a longer game again because Renekton recalls. Go a little bit further, and I just always go where this Yasuo is. Right here, it's a very easy time for us to die. What do? I don't go. Again, you really have to, as a supporter, understand that your job is not to save people. You have to try to do your best. So I try to hold the wave. I try to pull the wave. I try to kill this guy. I messed my W up. I didn't think he was going to cleanse the charm. I try to chase, but nothing can happen. I see my Echo was down bot pushing, so like I said, I tried to just mess with the wave and mess with Twitch there. Luckily, that's what yielded the results. And again, if Yasuo starts split pushing, I have to go. Period. I have to go. Because my team can't defend against them. They don't really do anything. They just end up dying. So there's a fight happening here. I set up. Boom, boom. Luckily, we get them. And we actually end up cleaning that fight. And from here on, again, my team was going to recall. Bro, it's game. Just end. Just end the game. And then we end the game here. I had an hourglass, so I already knew I was going to just dive and basically look like I int, and then they're going to focus me, and then my team will kill them, which is exactly what happened. And we win the game here. Now, again, this is important, and I only wanted to go over this entire game because a lot of these concepts are necessary as a support player. You have to identify the plays being made. You have to identify the fights on the map. You have to identify what plays can be made. You have to set your team up for success. You have to set your ADC up for success. You have to play lane properly. You have to ward properly. You have to scan properly. Like, you have to set up for objectives. And I know this might seem like a lot, but because you're not really offset with damage, it's harder. Right? You're not an AD carry. You don't get to just do damage. You're not a top laner. You don't just get to just sit in lane. You're not a mid laner. You don't have a lot of this like damage potential. Like, you really do have to play like a support. You really do have to use that utility, so to speak, to carry your games. And so I hope this helped you guys. Of course, if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask in my Discord. Hop on over there. We got answers for all of you guys. If you guys feel like these are the type of things that are hard to implement in your gameplay, book a session at coachblaker.com. You won't regret it. Really quick. Take a quick lesson. Boom. You're on your way. Thank you guys for watching. Do appreciate it. Till next time, you know what I always say. Thank you guys for doing what? Approaching this like a coach.